Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Miranda Kome, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a new video you'll be notified. Today I just want to do a very short video where I'll be sharing some of the tools that you will be needing to use as a new sewer or someone who's new to sewing, a new designer. And some of these tools you actually use them even when you're advanced. So come along. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into it. So these are just some of the few tools that you will need as you partake on your sewing journey. And this is not just useful for beginners, but even advanced sewers actually make use of these tools. So I'm going to start here with this one. Very handy. This is a seam ripper, and it's very helpful because especially as a beginner, if you make a mistake, you have to undo the seams. This comes in very handy, so it will help you rip the seam. And they also come into different sizes. This is smaller, and this one actually comes with a cape. Actually, this one came with my sewing machine, so some machines will come with this. Okay, so that's your seam ripper. Then I have something also here that you need to have. This is a thread cutter. Very helpful, so that you don't make your cutting scissors or your fabric scissors blunt. So you just actually put it there and snip. Very sharp, as you can see. So that's your thread cutter, very helpful. And also you will need a few scissors. I have different scissors for different things. So for example, when I'm cutting my pattern on paper, I use a different scissors for that. So it's just an ordinary paper scissors. And then I have a different scissors for fabric, because you can't use the same one for paper, and for cutting fabric it will go blunt. Then here I have the pinking shears, sometimes also known as the zigzag scissors because of these kind of zigzag ridges. And this you can use when you are finishing off your hems or edges and the raw edges. It looks actually very nice with this. It will leave this zigzag impression at the edge of your fabric. Actually, I think I'll do a tutorial on how to finish off your hems, especially if you do not have an overlocker. Then you need your rulers. These are curved rulers. Remember that the human body is not straight and doesn't have really sharp edges. So these curved rulers come in handy. So for example, if you want to draw your armhole or your hips, this is what you would use. It just helps you make those nice curves as you are making your patterns and transferring them on your fabric. I have also here chalk. This is Taylor's chalk. They come in different forms, so this is very helpful because it actually washes off from your fabric, and also they don't have those dust particles that you would get from chalkboard chalks. They come in different forms, so you can get it into this shape, or you can have it it comes like in form of a pencil. So you need to sharpen it, and you will get this from your fabric stores. They are available. They also wash off once you washed the fabric. Here, I hope you can see this. I have different colored threads, and they also come in different sizes. And one thing I'd like to share with you is that I always have these three colors. So I have black, I have gray, and I've got white, because these colors actually you can use them to sew different colored fabrics, and you wouldn't really notice. So I always make sure I have these three colors, but it's always good to have different colors because you'll be sewing different garments with different colors. So it's just handy to have those in hand. And obviously measuring tape. You need your measuring tape in order to take your measurements, accurate measurements. So if you look at this one, this is the longer one. This is 120 inches, and I use the inches side, but there are those who are more comfortable using the centimeter side. So you just flip it. It has that, so it's both types that you have. And then you also have the smaller So just move this out of the way. You also have this tape measure, which is 60 inches long, and it also has centimeters and it has inches. So I have a number of these that I carry along everywhere. There's one in my car, there's one in my handbag, there's one in almost every room, because you never know when you will meet a potential client and you need to take measurements. You don't want to be caught unawares. So I buy like a lot of these. Okay, if you're going to go into pattern drafting, you will need your pattern paper. Here I just have a sample. So this is paper where you would draw your pattern and then transfer it to your fabric. Okay, so before you cut, you have to draft it on the paper, and this is very, very handy. You can also get this in stationery shops, but also you can get them in fabric stores, so you can check for those ones. I have a tracing wheel, which is handy because it helps you to transfer your pattern. Okay, so when you press on it, it leaves an impression. Okay, and so it's easy for you to transfer your patterns. I wouldn't use this on your fabric, especially sensitive fabric, because as you can see, it has these sharp edges, but it's very handy as well. It helps you to just easily transfer your patterns on paper. And I spoke about the curved rulers. You also need a straight ruler. So this one is about one yard. So imagine that you are making or drawing a pattern for a long gown. You will need something that is long to make those lines. So this comes in handy, and you can get these in wooden form, and I think I saw plastic form. So you can just check also in your stationery stores and the stores that sell fabric and tools for sewing. So this is your measuring ruler, and we cannot overemphasize the need to have a pressing iron. So it can be a pressing iron, it can be a steam iron, whatever works best for you. You need this because you need to press those seams to lie flat. It makes your clothes look more professional, more organized. Okay, so you need a pressing iron. And last but not least, I have a pin cushion. So mine, I can actually strap it in on my wrist. It just makes things easy for me. So the pins are within easy reach, and I can go on about my business and I can easily reach my pins. I can put my needle there. It's just so helpful. I find this very, very helpful. But you can also use this kind of cushion, and you can store your pins inside and then just put your pins on top. You can just poke them in there. So this is very handy. And one thing I was forgetting is the needles. You need to have different sized needles, because remember, there are some things that you might need to tack manually with your hands with a needle and thread. So that's about it for today. I think I'm going to make a video or a tutorial on how you can finish off the edges. One of the ways, like I said, would be to use a pinking shears, but I'll do a different tutorial for you guys. So I hope that this has been helpful. I'll see you in our next tutorial. Bye.